Okay, so my name is Arena. I'm one of the program advisors with the Safety Codes Council, and today's session is about continuing education program. It should really give you some clarity on the program itself. It should give you some better understanding of how it works, how to record your credits. So I'm going to take you through the presentation first. We're going to do a little demo session, and I'm going to show how to record your credits on the Council Connect account. And I'm also going to take you through our website so you have additional resources that you can look into in case you have any additional questions on that. Okay. So today we're looking at, like I mentioned, we're going to do the general program overview. I'm going to share some information on the categories of the credits. We're going to talk a little bit about exemptions. I'm also going to mention the audit process just so you have a better understanding of how it works. And then we're going to move to the demo session afterwards. So as you know, we adopted the program just the beginning of 2019. And so this is the program pretty much to verify and to make sure that SEO knowledge remains up to date and your skills remain recent and updated. So pretty much that's the main goal of the program. And so this program is flexible. So we're not telling you what we're looking for your credits. We're not telling you what courses you can take and cannot take. Just a few things. It needs to be related to your job as a safety codes officer. You pick what you think is beneficial for you and your job as an SEO. And also if you are participating and if you are working in the industry that you're already gaining some credits that you might not even know of. So I'm really hoping that this presentation will give you a better understanding that you actually have more than you think. And in case there are any confusion at all, I'm hoping that will clarify this. So there are generally three categories of credits. So number one is formal. So anything that you take that is scheduled or has an official document of what you've taken is called a formal category. So any courses, any webinars, lectures, workshops that you are attending will fall under formal category, and the allowable maximum in this case is 5 credits for each activity. We're not limiting you to a certain number of courses or workshops that you're taking. So you could definitely take as many as you want, unless you find it interesting. Like if you find it interesting and if you think it is relatable, is related to your work as a safety codes officer, you can register, you can attend events, lectures, just anything that you think is beneficial for you. And so for the documentation, we're looking for a certificate of completion, attendance, just anything that you really can provide to us. I want to say for the formal category, it's pretty simple because normally whatever you're taking and it's being a formal event that is happening in a specific date, then in this case, we're usually giving you some documentation. Or if you've taken it with, like let's say if it was a code update training, you usually get a certificate of completion that you can afterwards provide to us. And that is exactly what we're looking for. If you did not get anything from the institution that you've taken your training with, then in this case, a simple screenshot of your meeting invite will be perfectly enough for us. We're not going to question that. So this one, I want to say this is my favorite category just because there's really tons of opportunities and a lot of things that you can do. So allowable maximum is 3 to 5 credits per each activity. And that, just keep in mind that this is per reporting cycle, right? So it's not per year, it's not per month, it's not per day, it's per reporting cycle. So unfortunately with this one, you're going to be pretty limited to what you're taking. And the reason why we're limiting you in this specific scenario is because we want to make sure that you're taking a range of different activities and you have some informal and some formal, because, you know, if you're going to take all of your credits and it's all going to be self-study or reading a book or reading a manual, you know, in this case, we want you to have a little bit more than just self-study. So that's why we're kind of limiting you on this one. But informal category, it really gives you that range of activities that you can do. So it could be teaching, it could be facilitating meetings, it could be facilitating any info sessions. For instance, what I'm doing right now is facilitating an info session, right? So you're counting how many hours it took you to prepare something like that, and then you're reporting it as your continuing education credits. Also, it could be professional writing. As you can see, we have a range of examples on the PowerPoint that you're looking at right now. So it could really be something that you're doing in addition to your day-to-day duties as a safety coach officer. And in this case, again, if you're doing something in addition to your day-to-day job, you can all go ahead and report it as your continuing education. I know I've got a lot of questions on this category specifically, and usually the question number one that I'm being asked is, what do I report as my documentation, as my supporting documents in case that's informal and I have nothing to show you? So in this case, like I said, you can even do the screenshot, you can share a link of the self-study that you've done. So really anything that you have to just confirm it. And I usually suggest if you haven't done that already, I usually suggest it's better if you create like a folder on your computer, and then you keep all of that documentation in that folder in case your file is going to get chosen to be audited. Okay. And so the last one is practice. And this is going to be the easiest one because your practice category of your credits is your designation of powers. So just for being a safety coach officer, just for being working full-time as a safety coach officer, you're getting your 9 credits per reporting cycle, right? So it's 3 credits for each year. Reporting cycle is 3 years. So for each year, you're getting 3 credits. So in total, it will be 9. And this one, usually the question I receive on this one is, so do we report it ourselves, or do you guys know that I'm working as a safety coach officer? Because obviously the designation of powers that you have is being opened through us. So, and the answer to this question is no, you unfortunately need to go ahead and report those credits on your Council Connect. And the reason why is because we have no way of knowing that for how long you worked for if you've been, if you change jobs, if you switch from one DOP to another DOP, it's a lot of people to keep track of. So we ask you to report those credits manually and by yourself on the Council Connect because your employment situation can really change anytime. So we ask you to do that. But in case you're worried that you don't have enough credits, sometimes people forget that they get those extra 9 credits for just working as a safety coach officer and having a designation of powers with one of the accredited orgs. So exemption process. So we do have the exemption request form available on our website. And I'm going to actually quickly share where you can find it. So if you go on our main website, so if you are on the Safety Codes Council website, one of the tabs will say training and certification right at the top. And so you're looking to go down a little bit to continuing education. And so if you go down to the third option, it will say continuing education exemption request. And so you can fill this out and send it to us. And so we will receive it and we will review it. It is not a fast process. It's not going to take a few days to review it and give you a solid response on your request. Because we're receiving a lot of them, and then it usually takes about 4 to 6 weeks to review it. However, one thing to keep in mind is that it is not something that you can do just by not wanting to do your credits, or if you just experience some time of unemployment, or if you feel like you're not going to have enough, or you feel like you have a good reason to be exempt. So in this case, I want to say you really need to have a good reason to request an exemption. And so one of the, examples would be illness. We actually did have a request coming in recently, from a person who has been ill for a long time. And so in this case, that is a good reason to be exempt. So you're really looking for some reasons that prevented you from doing your credits. So I want to say, yeah, before submitting that exemption request to us, please make sure that you do have a good reason to request it. Otherwise, it's going to be denied. But before even looking into exemption request, just go over your Council Connect, see what you've done so far, see how many credits you need. And in case you feel like you don't have enough and then your renewal is coming up soon, instead of requesting an exemption, I want to say, give us a call or send us an email, talk to us before requesting an exemption, because it's pretty easy for us to, come up with a list of things that you can do and give us those, number of opportunities that you can do in order to get that lacking amount of credits to your account. Okay, so compliance audit. So as you know, some of you may know that. So we're going to be having, every time there is a renewal request coming into the system, we will also be selecting a few accounts to audit. So it is not a requirement to provide us any evidence of your training on the Council Connect. So one of those fields, and I'll show you that later, it is not a requirement to submit a proof of your completion on the Council Connect. Once you fill in and you add in those credits on. However, if we're gonna review your file and if it will be chosen to be audited, then in this case we might contact you and ask for those receipts. So in this case, like I said before, I want to say this is a good practice to just kind of having that separate folder on your computer where you're collecting that information in that folder to make sure that in case the council contacts you and asks for that information, you will be able to provide it for us, and you're not digging through your inbox, you're not going through documents, and you're not like trying to find it. So it's just easier to keep it somewhere in a folder separately on your computer. And in case we're going to contact you and ask for that, then you can provide it for us. And so, like I said before, formal learning, it could be certificate, it could be transcript, it could be really any evidence of your attendance that usually institutions share with you. If it's informal, link to an article, self-study, it could be screenshot, perfectly enough for us. We're not going to question that. Just as long as you're confirming in some way that you've done the training, good enough. Okay, and so I'm going to move on to the demo session now. So I'm going to share Council Connect here. So I'm sure at this point, everybody should be familiar with this page and what Council Connect looks like. And so continuing education section, it is a little bit hidden. It's not 100% intuitive, but as it is being a part of your renewal process, you're actually looking to click on one of those buttons. So it doesn't matter which one you're clicking on, because continuing education section, it is the same exact place, no matter how many disciplines you're certified in, no matter how many levels of disciplines you have. So at this point, it doesn't really matter which renewal button to click on, it will take you to the same exact place. And I got kicked out. So yeah, you're clicking on renew. And then the system will give you a few sections here. So you have your dashboard and just a general overview of what you need to complete in order to renew. You have your photo upload for your ID card as for your SEO card. And then you do have continuing education. And that is exactly where you're looking to click on. So once you've done that, you will see this chart popping up on your screen. And so it will show you how many formal, informal, and practice credits you have so far. It will also give you the reporting cycle dates. So just so you know within which dates you're looking to squeeze in your credits. And then it's also going to give you a list of activities that you've done so far. So, and just to bring in an example, I'm going to record this session as an example. And as you know, this session is also giving you 2 credits for participating. So this one will be formal because it was scheduled on a certain day and you planned for this, and this is a seminar. So you're choosing formal. And so once you're choosing the category, the system will allow you to, it will provide you more options to fill out, right? So once you've chosen the category, at this point, it will be pretty intuitive how to fill it out. However, if you're filling out your credits and at some point you're not sure if you're doing this correctly, you can always just phone us and we're going to stay on the phone with you as you do that. And so I'm going to record this one as a webinar. The CE provider means continuing education provider, and you're pretty much looking to type in the name of the company or institution who you took it with. So that would be Safety Codes Council. And activity name would be ConEd Info session. Here we go. If something spans more than one day, let's say you attended the conference, you're looking to click on this checkbox and it will actually give you the date range that you're looking to fill out. But since this one actually took an hour of one day, you're looking for one date. So, and that would be October 4th. So sometimes the big confusing part goes, if someone is looking to record their DOP, you may say, what if I started in 2003? Do I need to click all the way back to the 2003? I say, no, you can just choose a random date and then you can just edit the date here. So it just gives you like a really good view of what's the format of the date. And then at any second, you can just remove that and type in your date. So you don't have to click all the way to whatever year you started working. You can just type in that date instead. And like I said, for this session, you're being given 2 credits. And as you see, documentation is not required, but you can take a screenshot of your meeting invite and then you can just, save it separately somewhere. And in case you're going to be asked for that, you have it. Okay, and so once you're done, you're clicking save. If at any point you feel like you want to change that or delete that activity, let's say if you entered something twice, you can just click on delete button or you can just click on edit button and it will take you to the same exact place where you can change any information that you're looking to change. And I'm just going to cancel out of here. And so once you recorded something in addition, then once you will see how your credits changed on the total count here and on the chart as well. And it will also be added to the list of your activities here. Now, you also can see that I have a few courses here, right? So, and you can see that I cannot edit or delete that. And the reason why it's even appearing on the list is because you've taken something with the council. Let's say you are certified in building residential, and then you're looking to upgrade your certification to building part 9. So any courses that you're taking with the council, after you wrote your final exam, those courses will actually appear on your continuing education section. So you do not need to record them. It will appear automatically. And the reason why is because you took that course with us and you wrote the exam with us. And the same logic applies to the workshops. I'm sure many of you are aware that we are offering low-cost workshops for the safety codes officers in different disciplines, and it might not be even technical. In any case, feel free to take them if you're interested. You're still getting your credits. And then in this case, if you registered with us, then in this case, the system will automatically record your credits on your Council Connect account. You do not need to worry about that. And another example that I'm going to give you is how to report your practice credits. So if you do have a designation of powers, like I mentioned before, yes, you do need to report it manually because we have no way of knowing how fast and how your employment situation changes. So it is your responsibility to report your own credits at this point. So you're looking to click on Report CE. You're choosing Practice Category. You're typing the name of the organization you're employed with. So I want to do the same example. I'm going to type Safety Codes Council. You can check mark that it's your current employer, and it's just going to give you the date that you've been employed from. And I'm just going to change this format to, let it be June 6th of 2018. I mean, June 4th of 2018. And like I mentioned before, for each year of your employment during your reporting cycle, you're getting 3 credits per each year. So reporting cycle is 3 years. You get 3 credits per each year. So I'm going to type in 9. With the designation of powers, you do not need to worry about documentation because we do have a record of your documentation. We do have an actual certificate, your DOP certificate in the system. So you don't need to worry about uploading anything over here. And then I'm going to go ahead and save it. And then you can see that my chart updated right away. So I have now 9 practice credits and I do have 12 formal credits so far. Okay, then like I mentioned before, if you feel like you need to change anything, if you need to delete any of your credits, you can always do that, except the ones that you actually gain through taking courses with us. Now, if you are looking to take any of the workshops that we offer, you can actually do that, and you can register for them through the Council Connect. And to do that, you're looking to click on courses/exams. At the very top, you're looking for courses. And then the only thing, you don't need to fill out the entire search box over here, because it's asking for a lot of information. And the reason why is just because it's trying to filter down to specifically what you're looking for. But if you do have a course code, or if you type in the keyword of the name of the course, that will be perfectly enough. So I'm gonna, for instance, type in quality, because we do have a quality management plan training. And then so it's not gonna, the workshop is not gonna appear on the schedule because we don't have any more offered in 2021. But we're going to be continuing offering those workshops in 2022 as well. And then you can actually find that schedule on our main website. And so just to give you a little bit more information on where you can find it and where you can access this information, training and certification is your best friend, because that's where all information is being stored. If you click on continue education, it's going to give you a general overview of the program itself. So in case you're unsure if you're looking for any extra information, you can always just refer to this page. And so if you click on view continue education opportunities, we actually do have a schedule for the upcoming webinars. Unfortunately, 2022 hasn't been posted yet, because I think we're still working on that. But if you open this PDF document, it will give you an information of all the workshops that we're offering. They're all $25, so they're all low cost. And you can kind of just get a general overview of what courses we're offering. And if you feel like any of those will be interesting for you, if you feel like any of those workshops is something that you're looking for, then just keep in mind that it's in 2022, they're all going to be offered again. The price will be probably the same. So at this point, you're really choosing what is interesting for you. If there's anything that we can really offer you, it's all going to be offered. And usually before there's any of the workshops that are being available, we're also sending out email information to the SEO. So just make sure that you are on our newsletters. Just make sure that you're receiving emails from us. And so usually whenever there's upcoming opportunities coming in the next month, usually our communications department sends the schedule to you and the link to register. So, you know, it's either going to be a link to register for the Zoom meeting like this one, or it's going to ask you to go into your Council Connect and register through your Council Connect. So usually those instructions are being sent like at least a month before something is coming up. So just keep an eye on those emails. We received a great positive feedback on those workshops. We do have, you know, numerous amazing people who put these together. So hopefully this is something that, you know, everybody will get a chance to attend. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to the presentation. Oh, yes. And if you have any specific questions on your continuing education credits, if there's any confusion at all, if you tried entering that, it didn't work, if you're unsure if some of the opportunities that you've taken is recognized, you can always just email us, send us an email, give us a call. We will be happy to hear from you. You can send it to SEC Info for general inquiries, and it will be forwarded to one of us, or you can also send it to certification@safetycodes.ib.ca. Okay, and I'm also going to leave some time to answer your questions if you have any.